Hi, and thanks for joining us for one of Family Marine's video presentations. My name's Tom, and today we're here to talk about a Premier 260 Grandview. Now, obviously the 260 represents the fact that it's a 26-foot boat, and it's 8.5 feet wide. And this boat we ordered in with the black hammered rails, which is a powder-coated textured finish on the aluminum rails, which really enhances the black panels and the mocha graphics. Now you can see up front here they have kind of a tan honeycomb effect where it fades into black the farther you go back, and then we have some mocha accents up on top, so it's really cool looking. We also ordered it in with an option called bright toons, and what bright toons are, they look like they're polished stainless steel, but they're really not. They're aluminum. But there's a little bit more nickel in the aluminum than what a normal aluminum tube would have, and that's what gives it that polished appearance. As you can tell, it comes standard with a vinyl rub rail. Up front we have a stainless steel grab handle, a pop-up cleat, and in here are our LED docking lights and navigation lights, which is really a cool feature. This is brand new for this year. And instead of having the docking lights up on the deck or the navigation lights up in the fencing, we now have them down in this cast aluminum pod here, which really moves things out of the way, and yet it's still very effective. What's really neat about the Grandview, I don't know, we'll get inside and take a better look at it, but you can see that the helm area is elevated. It's 21 inches up from the standard flooring in the boat. Okay, the first thing that you'll notice when we get inside the boat is the flooring in this boat. This is really cool stuff. It's brand new this year. It's called Seagrass flooring. The Seagrass has been around for a while, but this color pattern is brand new for 2014. This is what's called Evany Teak Seagrass flooring. And as you can see, it looks like an old wooden boat with the black lines in it. The tan kind of looks like the brown wood effect. So that's really cool. The nice thing I like about this is it's not carpeting, so it's really, really easy to keep clean. Golly, if it starts to get a little dirty, you take a bucket of water and you whoosh it down. Everything rolls right off the deck of the boat. So that's really cool. In here is the ski storage locker, which is built into the PTX center tube. This obviously has a tri-toon on it, and the PTX, there's a video specifically on that. We'll try to give you a link for that. Over on the port side of the boat is the new pop-up changing room, and I really like how Premier did that this year. You simply lift up on this little handle, and the changing room opens up, and now you can access your changing room. That way you can have a little porta potty in there for the kids, or if the gals want to get in there and change out of their wet swimsuit, they can do that. Also comes standard with a couple of movable cup holders. They got little storage compartments on each side. And they also come standard with these wine glass holders. Wine glasses don't come standard, but these little wine glass holders do. So you can just set them in the cup holder and set your wine glass right in there if you'd like. Over on the starboard side is storage underneath the bench seat. And as with all Premiers, they have the bifold hinges so that the seat hinge folds down out of the way, so it's easier access into the storage compartment. Okay, this is a movable bench seat. Normally it goes up in the walk-through bow area, making a great big U-shaped bench seat, but just for display purposes here, what we've done is we've moved it over to the side, so it's kind of out of the way. This way we can board the boat from the bow. There is a gate over here also, so if you want to take this bench seat, move it up front, move it to the side, enter from the bow, enter from the side, whatever way you'd like to. Over here on the port side is a entertainment center. We've got it all decorated up with some nice stuff. And under here are a couple of stainless steel drawers. You can put plates and silverware and all kinds of different things in there. Okay, here's a shot of the lighted speakers. We did the LED upgrade package on this. And so we have the blue lights in the speakers. We have some blue lights underneath the toe kick on the port side. And back in the cockpit, there's 2 more speakers. And then on the transom of the boat, there's also 2 more speakers. When we get to the back, I'll show you some really cool things about that transom. This is a neat option. This is called a Bombay bar. And this is available on quite a few different models from Premier. This one, they just happened to turn it sideways and put it in here. We have a freshwater sink. It's an electric pump, so all you have to do is turn the knob on, and the water will come pumping out. Underneath here, we have a huge ice chest. I don't know if we can get a very good shot of that or not. That's really nice. That way you can keep some ice in there, keep some refreshments in there. People are confused about what this is, there's one on each side of the bar. That's actually a purse holder. That's really cool. I can't believe that Premier would think of something like that. Up on top we have a granite appearing, it's not granite, but it looks like granite, countertop with a stainless steel bar across the back. And we have some lights in here. And underneath the Bombay bar are a couple more of those wine glass holders that are screwed to the bottom of this tabletop. They do come with 4 of the wine glasses on them too. Now, what's kind of nice too is these 2 little bar stools. They got a little backrest on them. They are on what we call a power pedestal, so you can either sit down low, and underneath here, just like your office chair, you can lift it up high or anywhere in between. To lower it, of course, you simply lift up on the handle, just like in your office. Okay, what's really cool about the Grandview is, like I mentioned, this whole area, the helm area and bench seat over here, is 21 inches higher than the deck. So there's 3 steps coming up to the Grandview area, and we have these little snap-in seagrass pieces that go up here, and then this is a non-skid fiberglass flooring up here. Okay, on the port side of the Grandview, there's a bench seat up here with storage underneath it, of course. There's also a subwoofer, an amplified subwoofer, so the sound system in here is really, really nice. This little area opens up, there's more storage under there. And this is what's called an Evolution Bimini. And you can kind of see how the bows are curved to kind of go with the flow of the boat. The rails on the outside, the Bimini, all kind of flow together. We also upgraded this to an electric Evolution Bimini, and there's a switch on the dash that all you have to do is push the button, and this Bimini top will open up for you and close for you and lower all the way down for you. That's really cool. A lot of times people that have a boat lift with a canopy on it, they don't want to have to go through all the headache of raising and lowering their Bimini, so all we have to do right now is just touch a button, the Bimini will drop down for us. Okay, we've upgraded this boat to what's called a 10-star flex steel captain's chair. The 7-star is standard, we had it upgraded to the 10-star. This is a really massive seat, really comfortable. It reclines, it swivels, it slides back and forth. So that is really, really cool. We have a little bit more of the seagrass flooring on the helm area for the captain. And the helm, we actually upgraded that too. It's the two-tone. It's called a Liberty 2 helm. The 2 represents that it's a two-tone. A Liberty helm is standard, looks just like this, and it was just a small upcharge to go to the two-tone, so we went ahead and did that. We have some really nice maple graphics, or maple appearing wood on the dash, on the helm, on the steering wheel. That's really cool. I like the way that that looks. In the dash, this is something that's relatively new. It's been out now for a few years. It's a touchscreen. It's called Beacon, and we have a home button that gives us a tachometer, gives us our voltmeter, our oil pressure, our engine temp, our fuel, our air temp, our compass, our depth, and our water temp. We can control our stereo. Believe it or not, the head for the stereo unit is on the back of the boat, but we can control everything right here, so we can listen to our radio. And then down here we have a cord if you want to pull out and plug it into your iPhone or your MP3 player. There's also a power outlet here and a USB jack with an auxiliary jack right over here on the side of the helm. Now, this is what's really cool. You'll take a look at this little fitting right here. That is for a video camera. If we go to our switches and it says video 1, well, first off, if we turn video 1 on, it goes, there's a rear view camera. The camera head is down on the back of the boat, and we can see what's going on behind us via this rear view camera. We can also go to video 3, which is our jack over here in case we wanted to plug in, say, a video camera or something like that, and we can watch it right on this screen. So, believe it or not, yeah, if you bring your iPad along, you can put in a kid's movie or something, and the kids can sit and watch that right on this video screen here. We do have a GPS built into it. This is our switches panel, so we can turn on our docking lights, our navigation lights, our anchor light, our courtesy lights. And then we also have built in an owner's manual. So it'll give us all kinds of information on the boat, the motor, things like that. It'll give us, right here's our owner's manual, tells us all about the boat. Now we also have our analog gauges, so we have a tachometer here, a voltmeter here, a trim gauge, and a speedometer over here. So we're kind of doubling up on some of our gauges, but that's okay. Sometimes it's nice to have a secondary backup gauge if you ever need it. We have our power switch over here, a horn button. This is a switch to raise the electric bimini up and down. And then down here we have a little footrest with some, maybe a good place to put your wallet or sunglasses or your phone or something like that. That's kind of a nice area for your feet so that you're not stubbing your toes against the wall. It's a tilt wheel, 5-position tilt wheel. And again, we can slide the captain's seat forward if we want to get a little bit closer to that wheel. Okay, in the floor of the Grandview area is a trap door. And underneath this trap door is where our batteries would go. This has a battery selector switch down underneath there, so when we're done using the boat, we can simply shut that switch completely off and everything on board the boat goes dead. That way we're not draining our batteries. There is an immense amount of storage space underneath there. You can literally crawl down inside that. There's so much room down there. And then out the back of the boat is a gate. We'll get a little bit better picture of the transom area in just a second here. Okay, here's the transom of the boat, and the first thing you'll notice are these really cool steps going up there. And again, they have the Evany Seagrass snap-on built right into those, so it's really easy to board the boat from the stern and come right up the steps and go through. This is that little backup camera that I was talking about. So that way, if you're pulling the kids on the tubes, the people up front can watch. If you're pulling a water skier, the captain can see when the skier falls down and he has to turn around. So that is really cool. Over on the starboard side, we have our 5-step deep-reaching boarding ladder. Even guys like me find it really, really easy to use. As I mentioned, again, this is a PTX, which is a high-performance center tube for this boat. It has a built-in fuel tank that fills right from this area here. And as we mentioned earlier, we have a couple of stereo speakers out here and some lights, and this is actually our head unit for our stereo. This also has hydraulic steering as standard equipment. That way, when you start getting into some of this big horsepower that these larger boats come with, it makes it a lot easier to turn against that right-hand rotation of the propeller. Now, the 260 Grandview comes standard from the manufacturer with a Mercury 150 Optimax as the base engine. We prefer a little bit larger engine, so we went to the new Yamaha VMAX super high output 250 horsepower. That's a big engine. That's going to propel this boat really, really nice across the water. Even if you put sea legs on, which a lot of people do on a boat like this, it's going to perform really, really well with that PTX center tube. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to watch our little video here. And if you'd like any more information on the Premier 260 Grandview, please feel free to give us a call at area code 320-222-2628 or look us up on the web at www.familymarineboats.com. Thanks again for watching.